Alright, let's do this, bro. So, first things first, episode 1. If you look at it, there's pretty much 5 umbrella, situations or scenarios that each episode tries to put you in, and it tries to, or it begs the question, how would you react in those situations? So the very first thing that the game wanted you to do was display a value of your honesty. When Herschel was talking to you, when he was patching you up and everything, you could have been, flaky about how you got injured, or you couldn't give him your name, or uh, um, you could say you were with nobody when in actuality you were with somebody because how did you because you had already mentioned that that we hit a guy. So that was a big thing, and apparently you and I were honest. I was pretty open because it was Herschel, and I knew about Herschel. It was a different Herschel than the TV series Herschel. That's what people tend to forget, that the comic book Herschel is very different than the TV Herschel. Yeah, but that was the first one, honesty. And then the second main choice was pretty much who would you save. That's what it even says. Who would you save? An adult that helped you out and during a time when you were, when you needed help, or a little boy of a dude who you just met, like literally the morning of. See, when this game at first came out, I was still in high school, so I guess I was still thinking, more about kids than adults, because I guess I was kind of like a kid myself, because I think it was, let's see here, 2012, I think this game first came out, so yeah, I was in grade 10. I was a sophomore. Yeah. So that's why I chose Duck. I don't know why you chose Duck, because you hate him so much. So I'm not sure why you didn't choose to vie to help Sean. Didn't realize though that Sean's fate was already locked in by the comics, because his fate is talked about in the comics. And well, I don't want to spoil anything for you. Then the third choice was loyalty. When you were in the drugstore with Laurie and Lily and Carly and Glenn. Apparently, you and I did the same thing. We stopped Larry from, you know, hurting Duck. Now, whether that was telling Kenny to knock him out, or to verbally tell him, no, you don't touch that boy. I got a little girl here I'm trying to protect too. You want to get violent, you old fuck? Well, come on. You better have a plan to kill me, though, because it's me before anyone else in here. If you said that, which is what I did, then that would be siding with Kenny, or defending Kenny, which is hell yes, hell absolutely yes. And then the fourth main choice, mercy, pretty much. You refused mercy, which I mean, okay, maybe rational minds, maybe the gunshot would have brought walkers to your location, okay? Or maybe, I forgot what you said, she could have turned the gun on you guys and then killed you, but if you did what I did, you would realize that she just didn't want to become a walker. She's like, that was what she didn't want to happen. She didn't want to die and come back. She said I wasn't Christian, which kind of got me right in the bone, because at the time I was going to a Catholic high school. So it was like, oh wow, you really tugging at me at the wrong strings right there. So that was our first major difference in terms of gameplay wise. You refused the gun, and a struggle happened. The balcony collapsed, and she still got the gun. And even though you told her, we'll try to find you a doctor, we'll help you, everything's gonna be fine, she still offed herself. So that was just a situation where she was dead no matter what. It just, the game wanted to know how you would present that, how you would present yourself, and we have different standpoint, we have different viewpoints, I guess, on suicide. Yeah. But fifth main choice, again, was who would you save? A girl with a gun who was a lot more competent than some guy who may have been perceived a loser, but he seemed to have tech smarts and other smarts. He may not have been where he lacked in courage. He made up for in smartness, which I didn't really buy that. But then again, 49% of players did choose Carly, so the majority of players did choose to save Doug. So what does that tell you? I guess a lot of them would favor brains over good looks with a gun. Although she was stupid when it came to the batteries. She didn't even realize that the batteries were... Well, anyway. That's the first episode. So I wanted to tell you the... I'm really not much to say because we had the same thoughts. We may have had different, like, underlying, like, details of how we play. We may have answered some dialogue questions differently. But the first episode, we really didn't have much of a difference. Oh, by the way, other than you dying, of course, at the first zombie, or at the first walker, the cop who reanimated. Oh, man. Epic fail. R.I.P., man. Well, anyway, that's the first episode. I'm going to do this probably in parts because it's getting kind of long. But yeah, so out of all the 5 choices, 4, we did the same. 1, we were different. End result was the same. She still killed herself, but the scene that played was different for us, in like a few small ways. And the dialogue that that Glenn gives you when you come back to the drugstore is different. So that was pretty much the only major thing that I feel was unnecessary. I mean, but Carly and Doug, I mean, I prefer to have, you know, some girl who knows how to handle how to handle herself, watching my back, and she'd already saved my life, you know, twice before, once on the road, once outside the drugstore, and then again when I had that walker on me who was attacking Clementine when she was trying to go to the bathroom during the big fight. So I was like, you know what? She already helped me a few times, so I'm gonna help her out. Totally forgetting the fact that she knew who I really was. So there's another path right there. You know, you kill her off early on, and nobody but Larry knows who you really are. So something to think about if you ever want to replay it. But that's episode 1, A New Day, and this will be the end part. And I'll talk to you about episode 2 momentarily.